Thank you for all joining us today for our Lunch and Learn with Courtney from the FBI. And I know he's got some great information to share. So Courtney, go ahead and share all that good information you have today.
Sounds good. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this session. I'm excited to give you an overview of the student opportunities and the other programs that we provide professionals who are interested in joining the FBI. I want to thank Katie and Cheryl for inviting me. I believe this is my second time now speaking to you about the programming that we provide. I'm excited to connect with the Walsh students because you bring a breadth of experience and knowledge into the work that we're doing. So today's conversation is going to cover a couple of things. We're going to talk about our honors internship program. Although the application is now closed, there's still an opportunity for you all to get prepared for it next year. Or you may know someone who's just starting their career at Walsh, and perhaps you can share this information with them. They mentioned earlier this will be a recording, so if you are going to be joining and watching it later, that'll still give you the chance to prepare for next year. We are getting closer to our collegiate hiring initiative. So for those of you who are going to be graduating soon, this is a great program to get your foot in the door at the FBI. I'm going to cover one additional program that focuses on MBA students. And then we're going to end with our eligibility and requirements to join the FBI, and I'll open up the floor for any questions that you all may have. So I actually like to start this presentation with asking you all a question directly. How much do you know about the FBI? What comes to mind? So this is your chance to put the answer in the chat, and then I can read those aloud as they come through. So let's see. We have a couple folks here on the call. Let's see. Leo, Samantha, Reagan, what do you think? Or what do you know? How much do you know about the FBI? All right, Reagan, it looks like you're typing, so hopefully it's a great answer for me. Now, Cheryl, Katie, I know you know a lot about it, so you can still pretend like
Yeah,
you.
I was going to say, feel free to unmute yourself if you have any comments, and if you want to, if that's okay, outside of even the chat.
Mhm.
So I think of the FBI, I think of law enforcement.
Yeah, that's a good answer, Cheryl. We are the largest law enforcement and intelligence agency in the United States. And when it comes to federal crimes that happen on U.S. soil, we're usually the ones to lead those investigative work. Rainey, you call us when you want someone to kick the door in. Sure. A lot of TV shows and movies do depict the FBI in that type of image. So yes, we do hire a lot of special agents and detectives who will kick your door down if it's necessary. Let's see, the FBI deals with any investigations at the federal level in a bunch of different fields, cases, cybersecurity issues. Yeah, no, that's a really strong answer. The FBI is a huge agency, and we actually are able to do this work because we partner with many law enforcement agencies across the municipality level, state level, and even other federal agencies. There's a lot of collaboration that happens. Let's see. The FBI does community outreach, teaching communities how to be safe. Yes, so we do have a community outreach department. My team in Detroit worked tirelessly to provide you all with resources to help you better equip yourselves and prevent some of the crimes that happen a lot in our city and in our state. So our community outreach team is really great. Reagan, I know through intelligence work overseas, helping with crime work, etc. So yes, well, so thank you all so much for providing your answers. That gives me an idea of what I'll be able to cover today during the presentation, and it also lets me know really how much you know about the FBI. Like I mentioned before, we have a lot of TV shows and movies that depict our workforce. A lot of that does lend itself to Hollywood, but it's still a really great way to get some exposure to the cases that we conduct and also some of the investigations that we lead across the United States. So when it comes to the FBI, we do two things. So we're going to move right into the general overview. The two things that we do is protect the American people, and we also uphold the United States Constitution. Our vision is staying ahead of the threat. So one of our huge components of the work that we do is trying to prevent tragedies and prevent crises from occurring. So we're able to do this, of course, by working closely with several law enforcement partners. And we really tap into our guiding principles, which you'll see towards the bottom. People, so that's people as it relates to the American population that we're trying to protect, but also the people within our workforce. Our partnerships, again, we can't do this work without partnering with our law enforcement partners, really understanding the process and the innovation that it takes to do this work, and also the desire for us to lead change and keep everyone and the bad guys and the bad girls away from causing additional crimes. As it relates to the FBI, we are always working towards one unified mission, and that mission can be explained in the areas that you see on your screen. We provide our employees with quality training, so we equip them with the knowledge and the skills necessary to execute all these investigations, no matter what field office they are coming from. We do lend ourselves a lot of information regarding science and technology, so there's a lot of technology that we have in-house that we use out in the field to conduct those investigations. And we also bring in a lot of specialty professionals. So we hire biologists and chemists and medical examiners who are really passionate about this work, and we need their skill sets in order to, again, keep you all safe and connect any type of DNA or evidence to the cases that we're leading. One of my favorite parts about the FBI is our connection to diverse backgrounds. So we really do embrace all lived experiences, all racial backgrounds, sexual orientations, religious affiliations. We want to make sure that our workforce resembles the communities that we're trying to serve. And at least here in the United States, we are a melting pot for community and culture, and we want to make sure that our FBI also represents that as well. The next slide is going to show you where we are located all across the United States. So you're going to see here on the screen, we do offer 56 field offices, and we have about 350 satellite offices. So when we think about the FBI, at least here in the state of Michigan, our headquarters is located right in downtown Detroit. But we do have 11 other satellite offices. So no matter where you're located and what city or state, there's likely to be an FBI presence nearby. So when we think about Michigan, we do have, of course, our headquarters in Detroit. We have an office in Lansing, Michigan, right in our capital, Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, St. Joseph, Traverse City, Macomb, Troy, just to name a few. You're going to see here that we also offer 60 international offices as well. Whenever I do presentations like this, Cheryl, there's a lot of students and professionals who want to go abroad to keep the American people safe. And a lot of folks think about the CIA. But the FBI also has international offices too. So if you wanted to join a workforce, you could also do the same work overseas, then the FBI will provide you that. Given the expansion of our field offices and all the satellite offices that we have, we do bring in, or we do have a operating workforce of 37,000 people. And it's my hope through this presentation that number will continue to grow because we have a lot of openings, and we need the backgrounds and the disciplines and really the knowledge that you all are getting from Walsh College to bring that into our agency to hopefully improve the investigations that we're leading. Now, I wanted to transition into some of the employee benefits. Now, of course, before we start talking about the special programs, benefits are, of course, they're really key. So we do our best to provide all of our employees with work-life balance. I know Samantha, working at the FBI, most folks don't think we have work-life balance due to the work that we do, but it just depends on when, it depends on what's happening around the world, and it also depends on the crises that we're trying to hopefully prevent. So on a really good day, when there's no crime, when there's no investigations that need our direct attention, we have a really strong work-life balance, and it really depends on the positions that you're working in. In addition to that, we provide you with healthcare coverage, optical insurance, dental, a full healthcare package, in addition to our education support programs. So for those of you on the call, let's say if you are in your undergraduate career at Walsh College, if you wanted to go back to get a master's degree, that's something that we could pay for. We could also help you obtain any additional certifications. So I know there are a lot of you who pursue a CPA or a SHRM certification. Don't pay for it. Let the FBI pay for that so we can further your professional development. One of my favorite things about the FBI is really our training and development. So you're going to see those are outlined on the screen below. We do offer temporary duty assignments. So what that means, Leo, is we will give you the chance to go to another field office and do the same type of work. My favorite part is we'll put you in a hotel, and we pretty much take care of all of your living expenses. So that being the food that you'll eat, the commute to and from the field office, and you are able to work in a different location for 30, 60, 90, even sometimes 120 days. We also offer joint duty assignments as well, Katie. So that means if you are interested in working with the DEA, the CIA, really any federal agency, we allow you to go to that government department for 1 to 2 years, get the experience working in a different area, and then you're able to come back to the FBI and bring those skills in-house. So when it comes to our programs, really our employee benefits, I think they're relatively strong all across the wellness ladder as it relates to, of course, the healthcare benefits, but then things that you can do to further your career choices and get closer to training and development and doing a variety of work options. Now, I wanted to transition into the career opportunities. So today's topic is going to be all about the programs that relates to our internship program, our collegiate hiring initiative, and even our special advisors program, which is for MBA students. But for those of you who may not be there right now, I want to at least give you an idea of the different career opportunities that we do offer. So we do have special agent positions. For those of you who have watched those TV shows and movies, they are the leading investigators who do this work. I'm not going to focus too much on special agents today, but I at least want to give you an idea of the different professional staff opportunities that we do offer. So on your screen, you're going to see these different areas, and this is not an exhaustive list. This is some that typically come to mind when I am always talking to a group of professionals. So the FBI has many different sectors. We have an arts and communication unit. We have several professionals who work within our STEM departments. Languages is really key. Accounting, I know Walsh has great programs there, so we're always looking for accountants. We also have a lot of law and legal fields too, and administrative is where a lot of our business professionals lead and do that work. We think about arts and communication, so for those of you who may have a background in these fields, we can hire you as a multimedia specialist at the FBI. You will be responsible for curating all of our digital content, helping us shoot commercials and taking pictures of all the investigative work that we do around town. We hire speech writers, public affairs specialists. When we think about some of the STEM careers that we offer, again, we hire chemists, biologists, engineers, computer scientists, and even electronic technicians. So if you have these backgrounds or if you know someone who has that background, let them know that the FBI is always hiring. In addition to that, when it comes to some of our law and legal careers, we do hire attorneys and lawyers at the FBI, intel analysts, and paralegal specialists. But more on the business side, a lot of our administrative roles, we hire HR professionals, and we also hire operations support technicians and center technicians. These are entry-level roles that you all could apply to. They do not require a bachelor's degree. So if you are, perhaps starting your career at Walsh and you're looking for your first foot in the door as it relates to the FBI, I highly recommend applying to the operations support technician role and the operations center technician. You're going to see at the very bottom of the screen here, we have over 500 job opportunities. So Cheryl, when I typically connect with collegiate partners, they will usually put me working closely with the criminal justice department, but because we offer so many different career paths, we could really talk to anyone depending on the skill set, the discipline, and also the knowledge that they bring into our workforce. All right, everyone. So that was a very quick high-level overview of some of the positions that we offer. And now we can focus closely on the student opportunities. Now, I'm going to first talk about our honors internship program, beginning with the timeline for that. So it was actually open about a couple of weeks ago. For the summer of 2025. The honors internship program is a 10-week opportunity that starts in the summer, and we will pay you during that time to come and work with us. And it's a really great entry level into doing the work as it relates to the investigative operations that we lead, the administrative roles that we have. And you're going to see below that we accept all educational disciplines. My favorite part about the FBI internship program is that we will customize it based off what you want to do. So we accept accounting students, law students, business, English, even if you speak multiple languages. The honors internship program is a really great way to utilize the skills that you already bring into the classroom, but applying that directly to our federal agency. Now, again, everyone, like I mentioned, the application did close. Typically, we open it usually in the fall, closer to August and September, but we wanted to speed up the process for those who are looking for an opportunity next summer. So if you are not able to join us this summer or next summer, the application for 2026, which seems so far away, Katie, that's going to likely be open February of next year. If you are interested in applying to the honors internship program, there are some eligibility requirements. That being, you have to be a U.S. citizen, you have to attend a full-time undergraduate or graduate program. have at least a 3.0 GPA or higher. And we do ask you to go through the background check process, which we're going to cover a little bit later in the presentation. In addition to that, the honors internship application, we're going to ask you for a resume. There is a federal resume format, and Katie, if you don't have that, email me and I can send it back to you. There are some additional forms we're going to also ask you that your program advisor is going to sign, and we also ask you to provide us with a copy of our unofficial transcripts. As you go through the rest of the process, we're going to get the official ones, but we don't want to hold anything up. So if you have the unofficial, you can definitely apply. Again, if you are a college senior, you can still be a part of the honors internship program, but you would have to provide us with some type of evidence that shows you're going back to school to get a graduate degree, perhaps an MBA from Walsh College. So if that's something that you want to do, you can then apply and be eligible for the honors internship program. So now I wanted to switch into the Collegiate Hiring Initiative. So Cheryl, we're getting really close when this is going to be opening. The Collegiate Hiring Initiative is an opportunity for recent graduates to come and join the FBI, and they're not competing with all the other professionals who perhaps have not graduated and earned their degrees. You're going to see some of the career paths that we tend to hire for. So the operational support technician, like I mentioned, that's the entry-level role that we have at the FBI. We hire admin specialists. A lot of them come from a business background. HR professionals. You're going to see below that, there's a high demand for foreign language. So if there's any of you on the call who do speak multiple languages, I highly recommend considering the FBI as an employer of choice. Below that, you're going to see that we are, again, spending a lot of time trying to get some of our STEM students to come to the FBI. I don't think engineers and IT specialists consider the FBI as a potential choice for them. But once we share this information, we let them know that they can come and join us through the Collegiate Hiring Initiative. So really similar to the honors internship program, you have to be at least a U.S. citizen and you have to have at least graduated by June 2024. My favorite part about the CHI, Katie, is we extended for the past 2 years. So if there's any graduates from Walsh here on the call or even watching the recording, as long as you've earned a bachelor's or master's degree or even a doctorate degree from June 2022 up until June 2024, you'll be eligible to apply. And again, one of the benefits of applying to this program is you're not competing with the rest of the world who has not recently earned a college degree. Really similar to the honors internship program, everyone, you do have to obtain that security clearance. But again, we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the presentation. Now, when you do submit your application for the Collegiate Hiring Initiative, we're going to ask you for a resume. The assessment questionnaire is going to ask you what locations you would like to work in. Oftentimes, when we do post a position within the CHI, it's going to be for all of our 56 field offices. So it really depends, Samantha, where you want to live. You may live in the state of Michigan, but perhaps you're willing to relocate to Omaha or even Austin, Texas. No matter where you want to go, like I said, there's going to be an FBI location that you could work in. So that's what the assessment will consist of. We're also going to ask you for your most recent college transcripts to see that you earned the degree and that it was conferred on your transcript. And that's pretty much all you need, everyone. So again, we're getting close to the CHI opening. So for those of you at Walsh who either graduated 2 years ago or will be graduating relatively soon, I highly recommend going to our website to see the opportunities that we're going to be posting there. All right, so now we can talk about the Special Advisors Program. I am excited to speak to you all being Walsh students, especially for those of you who may have an MBA or working on your MBA. This is a very unique program, a very special program that even I'm considering going back to school for. So I'm hoping that it will at least attract you once I tell you a little bit more about what you'll be doing in that capacity. So for the Special Advisors Program, it's really a rotational internal consulting opportunity for MBA students who really want to tackle some of the FBI's engagement issues. Our advisors rotate through all the key areas that you see below on your screen, and it really gives you a hands-on approach to executing all the different projects that we have in the FBI. So a lot of folks don't think about the FBI as it relates to data analytics, human resources, marketing, or even strategy. And this is where, the classes that you're taking at Walsh College can definitely get you prepared for executing this program. You're going to see that the special advisors that we have, they lead high impact projects that really do help shape the culture and the climate at the FBI. And it gives you the chance to solve some pretty complex and diverse problems. I'm going to give you a little bit more information about the program. So you're going to see here on your screen, it's a lot of text, and I don't expect you all to read all of it. But the special advisors program is a rotational internal consulting program that exposes you to different operational needs across the FBI. You have the chance to get experience working on counterterrorism cases, to finances, to even our IT department, and it also gives you the chance to work directly with our executive management. One of my favorite aspects about the special advisors program is that those of you who have or come from a consulting background, we really do look to you, and we ask you for your expertise coming from the private sector or any agency that you've worked for, and how that can ultimately impact our process improvement as it relates to the FBI. Most folks forget, Katie, that the FBI is a law enforcement agency, but we're also a business too. So we need individuals from Walsh who have those degrees so they can help execute some of the plans that we want to do. Now, below that, you're going to see some of the projects that our special advisors have worked on in the past. So a lot of that includes restructuring our divisions to achieve improvements. It's helping us create a new performance management system as it relates to performance development, employee development. One of my relatively favorite ones was building the FBI employer's marketing brand, especially for recruitment purposes, and also to developing improvements to our electronic surveillance data presentation and the analysis work that we do. So if any of this sounds relatively interesting to you, I highly recommend that you all apply to the Special Advisors Program. It's one of the very few and the only program that we do offer where we are accepting applications from the public. If any of you have gone to our website, you may have seen that we do have positions FBI only, then we have some for the public, but the Special Advisors Program is one of the only ones that's for the public specifically. But again, Katie, again, Cheryl, you must have that MBA. So if you are in this program, again, this is a really great way to transition into the work that we have, at least at our agency. All right, so when it comes to the career trajectory, a lot of our special advisors typically stay on for where they stay in their rotation for about 3 years. At the end of that, our special advisors do move into some pretty high leadership roles at the FBI. So I think it's a really great way to get your foot in the door from the outside and then really impact a lot of change. If you are interested in working with our top executives and working in some of those key functions that we talked about earlier, that being marketing, consultant, capital management, human resources, data analytics, all those key functions are going to need, and we may need your expertise in order to execute that. Now, if you want to hear directly from the special advisors team, you're going to see a link to the Vimeo page, and there is a password required for that, everyone. So make sure that you type in special advisors so that way we can give you a more holistic overview of how you can join this program and ultimately how you can take advantage of it. Because again, there aren't a lot of folks who know about the special advisors program because they only come around and speak to MBA students in particular. Now, that was a really quick overview of the program, but I do want to move into some of the benefits for doing it. The first one that I think, and I don't like to talk about money too much, Katie, but it's really the starting salary. Coming in, working as a special advisor, our professionals will make $127,000 right when they start. Now, the best part is they'll be at a GS-13 level, which is relatively high in the government scale, and then you'll also receive a $15,000 signing bonus. You're going to see below that you do have a promotion potential. So 1 year after completing your role as a special advisor, we will then upgrade you to a GS-14. So you just went from 127 to 132 in just 1 year. So that's really attractive to individuals who may be interested in becoming a special advisor for us. There are some additional benefits that we include, that being the pension and the 401k. That is provided to all of the employees at the FBI, but again, it's something that we want to let our special advisors and our applicants know about. We do provide you a paid time off, so that's vacation time, sick leave, federal holidays. My favorite part, Cheryl, is truly the relocation expenses covered. Now, you would have to work in Washington, D.C., where our headquarters is located, in order to become a special advisor. Only because a lot of those key areas that we talked about don't exist primarily in the field offices. A lot of them are specifically designated within the DC area. So for those of you who may be interested in this work, but perhaps relocating to DC may be a cost barrier, don't let that stop you from applying. Like you can see on the screen, the relocation expenses are covered, and we will provide you and your family resources and ship all of your containers there. Then you can start your new life in DC and work as a special advisor. There's some other perks that you can also take advantage of as well, that being, like I said before, the benefits, There's a free on-site gym, there's personal training. We also provide you with student loan repayment as well. So I think it's a really great program. I know I'm biased, everyone, because I work at the FBI. I do not have an MBA, but after I learned about these great perks, I mentioned perhaps going back to get the MBA just so I could be a special advisor. So if you have any additional questions about the program, you can definitely reach out to me directly. I'm going to make sure that I send the one-pager documents about the special advisor program to you, Katie, so you can share that with everyone else who may want to read a little bit more. Okay. All right, everyone. Oh, so I see a question here. Is there a wait list to apply to the special advisors program? Great question. Typically, there isn't. The special advisors program will usually start recruiting in the fall because they're trying to get MBA students who will be graduating next year, perhaps in May or April. So if you are interested in applying, I definitely recommend submitting your application materials during the fall season. They accept students who just graduated with their MBA or those who will be graduating. Really similar to the Collegiate Hiring Initiative, I believe their timeline is 2 years. So if you just earned your MBA in June 2022, you will still be eligible to apply to this program. So there isn't a wait list, but it is a very competitive one. But again, my favorite part is you're only competing with other students who have their MBAs. So good question. All right, so everyone, we're gonna now move into the eligibility requirements of the application. So I talked a lot about the different careers that we offer you, the internship program, the Collegiate Hiring Initiative, and even the Special Advisors Program. But in order to take advantage of all of these, you really have to be within our eligibility, which we're gonna cover now. So if you are interested in working for the FBI, the first thing that you can do is go to our website and submit your application. That's where you're gonna find the application for the special agent position, our professional staff, and our student programming. The special advisors program does not have an application online. You'll have to send your documents directly to that email, and that's something that I can provide you at a later date. We are located on social media, everyone. So if you're interested in staying in touch with us, we do have our own Twitter and X page, Facebook, and also LinkedIn. As the recruiter for Michigan, I have a very public LinkedIn page, so you all can follow me there. I'm excited, Katie. We just got Instagram approved, so we know a lot of professionals are on Instagram. So I'm hoping that we can also get a lot more applicants that way by promoting really our love for Detroit and the entire state of Michigan through these social media channels. Now, to focus back on the eligibility requirements, you must be a U.S. citizen in order to apply to the FBI. Your public record must be in good standing, so that means no felony convictions. We do have some folks who have misdemeanors, but it's going to really depend on the charge and ultimately when that was provided to you. You must be in compliance with our FBI drug policy. The next slide is going to cover that a little bit more in detail. Once you do apply to the FBI, there are going to be random drug tests that you have to pass, and you also have to undergo that background investigation that I mentioned before. If you do have children, make sure that you are current on your child support payments. And again, I think the easiest one is not engaging in any acts to overthrow the government. If you were to do that, then of course you would be the enemy. So please don't do that, so that way you'll be able to take advantage of the opportunities that we have. Now, I wanted to talk closely about the drug policy. So as it relates to marijuana and/or cannabis, that is legal here in the state of Michigan. However, it's not legal federally. And you would have to wait 1 year of consumption in order to apply to the FBI for all the positions that we mentioned. So today is March 14th. Let's say if you went to a party last night and you did experiment with marijuana or cannabis, you would have to wait until March 14th of 2025 in order to be eligible, which is just 1 year, which I don't think is too bad. But if you have had any experience with any illegal drugs, then there will be a 10-year restriction. So ultimately, Cheryl, I like to do this presentation relatively early, even if someone's not ready to apply to the FBI right now. If they do have any experience with the substances mentioned on your screen, if it is marijuana or cannabis, again, 1 year can fly by relatively quickly, but 10 years is rather longer. So everyone say no to drugs, so that way we can hire you at least at the FBI. Now, here are the general steps to applying. You are going to see in the top right-hand side, it takes up to 1 year. And this is where that commitment is going to come relatively early in our process. I've been working in recruitment for roughly 11 years, and I'm used to hiring applicants maybe 25, 30, 35 days. But at the FBI, it may take you up to 1 year. So we do ask you for patience. We know that this is going to be a relatively lengthy process, but once you get your security clearance, there's so many things that you can do, and you'll be a part of a really large workforce. So you're going to see the steps on your screen. I won't read all of them to you, but you're going to find the application for the role that you're pursuing. You'll interview. It'll be likely through Teams or on Zoom. You'll receive a job offer. And then this is where the background investigation will start. You'll have a security interview with one of our special agents in-house. We start the polygraph. That's going to be the lie detector test. We're going to do your fingerprint analysis. There's going to be a drug test as well. The background investigation is going to include really integrity interviews. That's what I like to call them. And that's where we're going to interview your family members, your friends, your neighbors, pretty much everyone who knows you. And then step 10 is the placement, and you'll be able to start in your field office. Completing all these 10 steps takes roughly about a year. My process took 13 months, so it could be a year max, but I usually say 8 to 12 months is usually what we see from those who are interested in pursuing a job with us. So I've talked a lot about the top secret security clearance. This is one of the few things that you have to have in order to join the FBI. Once you receive your job offer, we're going to send you this document called a SF-86, and that's where you have to cover the last 10 years of your life since your 18th birthday. So that's where you will provide us with every address you've lived at, names of your family members, your friends, every college that you went to, every employer that you worked for, and our special investigators and our special agents are going to go out to verify all that information to make sure that it's true. While that's happening, this is where we're going to invite you to our field office to complete your polygraph, do the drug test, and that extensive background check will take a lot. So I always tell my applicants to make sure you don't burn any bridges, so that way you can increase your chances of coming to the FBI. Okay. All right, folks, so we're actually near the end of the presentation. I didn't want to take all of your time, and I usually find the Q&A to be the most helpful because I cover so much in a very short window. But I wanted to show you the website for FBIjobs.gov. This is a very great resource for you all to start navigating employment with us. I know, Katie, you have many students on the call who may be watching it now or even in the recording. And you may not be ready to apply to the FBI, but if you are ready, I definitely recommend going to this website because it's going to give you a lot more information as it relates to joining our agency. My favorite part is that we give you all the answers on the website. So if you just take a little time to read and get yourself informed about how we operate as an agency, and that can also increase your chances of joining us. You're going to see typically on the top right of the website, the View All Jobs tab. We post positions Monday through Friday, every single day. Our positions are usually open for about 2 to 3 weeks. So if you see a role that you're interested in, I highly encourage you to apply when you see it, because once it's down, it's down. But we do our best to make sure that those positions are going to be posted regularly so that can increase your chances of finding a job that matches your skill set. All right, so everyone, I always like to promote our FBI career quiz. Myself and about 15 other recruiters were asked to create this resource for you all. There's going to be a QR code on your screen that you can scan. To be honest, Katie, I think the career quiz is about 80% accurate, but you never know. You may be surprised at your result. We have over 500 careers at the FBI, so if you're interested in perhaps doing something outside of what you normally do, the career quiz may be a really great resource for you to get an idea of what may be out there for you. I took the career quiz. It said I will work in human resources. So Cheryl, I think it's accurate, but it depends on, again, what you want to do as it relates to working in our agency. All right, everyone. So here's actually the end of the presentation. So I want to thank you for your tenacity and your willingness to sit through this information. I know it is a lot, but the best part is because it will be recorded, that gives you the chance to watch it over and over again. If you have any questions, you're going to see my contact information is on the screen, so you can reach out to me anytime through email. Last time I did this presentation, Katie, I had about 15 of your students reach out to me. So if I do get a lot, give me a second to get through all of those inquiries as they come in. Throughout this presentation, if you have been inspired to apply, I definitely recommend that you use my name as an employee referral. You're also going to see 2 additional QR codes. The first one on the left will give you an overview of all the careers that we have at the FBI. It gives you about roughly 25 to 30 PDFs, and it's a really great way to keep access of all the careers that we have. Whenever I do presentations like this in person, I'll usually bring those handouts, but the best part about the QR code is that you'll have it forever, and you won't have to carry around a lot of papers. The right hand side QR code is a link to our Michigan Talent Network. Now, I know, Cheryl, a lot of students from Walsh may live in the state of Michigan and perhaps they want to find work here. If you are interested in staying in contact with us and being notified about different positions all across the FBI, in Michigan particularly, you can scan that QR code, and each time a position is available, they'll send an email directly to that individual. If you do not want to work in Michigan, you can still scan the Talent Network code there on your screen, and you'll just designate those field offices or those states that you want to work in. And with that, everyone, I think I'll end my time.